Get ready for the action, because we are diving straight into the world of creativity with the latest on AI music generators changing the indie creator workflow. We are talking about how these powerful new tools are reshaping how independent artists are making music, and you do not want to miss this deep dive into the future of sound creation.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSocket's Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
Next up, we are hearing some seriously unfiltered takes from the comic book world. We look at Robert Kirkman, the creator of both The Walking Dead and Invincible, who just couldn't hold back his harsh opinions about the Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie, calling it a total mess, and sharing his candid thoughts on the superhero landscape. The fighting game scene is heating up as we cover the major showdown between Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. We examine what co-creator Ed Boon has to say about the long-standing rivalry, whether fans will see both films succeed, and the exciting crossover possibilities coming down the pipeline. And finally, we shift gears completely to the political landscape as the rift widens. We explore the aggressive tactics of gerrymandering, looking at how this practice is reshaping districts across the country and what it means for the future of compromise in our democracy. Stay with us for the full breakdown. The landscape of independent music creation is undergoing a significant transformation, driven by the rapid advancement of artificial intelligence music generators. A recent analysis published on HackerNoon, titled How AI Music Generators Are Changing the Indie Creator Workflow, highlights the profound impact these tools are having on how independent artists conceptualize, produce, and finalize their music. This shift is moving beyond simple novelty, integrating sophisticated AI capabilities directly into the daily workflow of indie creators. The core of the discussion centers on how AI generators are streamlining traditionally time-consuming aspects of music production. From initial concept generation and melody prototyping to generating backing tracks and even suggesting harmonic progressions, AI tools are drastically reducing the initial friction points for creators. This democratization of complex production techniques means that artists with limited traditional studio budgets or deep compositional expertise can now bring fully realized musical ideas to life with unprecedented speed. One of the key takeaways from the analysis is the evolution of the indie creator's role. Instead of being solely a meticulous technician, the indie artist is increasingly becoming an AI curator, prompt engineer, and final artistic editor. The focus is shifting from the laborious execution of every note to the strategic direction and refinement of AI-generated material. Creators are leveraging these tools to explore genres they might not typically touch, rapidly iterate on ideas, and overcome creative blocks by using AI as a boundless brainstorming partner. Furthermore, the integration of these generators is affecting the entire pipeline, from demo creation to licensing and marketing. The speed at which music can be prototyped allows for faster A/B testing of songs and quicker development cycles for projects. This acceleration is crucial in today's fast-paced digital music environment where content velocity is paramount. Experts suggest that while AI tools offer immense efficiency gains, the human element, the unique artistic vision, emotional nuance, and final creative decision-making remains indispensable. The future workflow appears to be a symbiotic relationship. AI handles the heavy lifting of composition and arrangement, freeing the human creator to focus on injecting the distinctive soul and narrative that defines successful indie music. This technological infusion is not replacing the artist. It is augmenting their creative power, fundamentally reshaping the toolkit available to the independent music community. Noi Dung Kai Tight. Robert Kirkman, the creator of The Walking Dead and Invincible, recently voiced a strong opinion regarding a specific Spider-Man film during an interview on the Escape Pod podcast. Kirkman was candid, stating that The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is /dogs ***, acknowledging that while he appreciates both Jamie Foxx and Andrew Garfield, the film itself is a /mess. This sentiment aligns with widespread critical reception, as The Amazing Spider-Man 2 has been widely considered a letdown, ranking among the worst Spider-Man films on some aggregated lists. Critics have noted that despite positive chemistry between Garfield and Emma Stone, the film struggled due to an overabundance of villains and an attempt to establish a Spider-Man cinematic universe. The sequel also garnered a mediocre 51% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and the entire The Amazing Spider-Man era faced box office struggles, suggesting fan disinterest. While Kirkman is not universally dismissive of Spider-Man, he has expressed reservations about certain adaptations. He has previously worked within the Marvel Universe, co-writing a Marvel Team-Up installment that featured Invincible assisting Spider-Man against Doc Ock, a cameo that influenced the TV series. Kirkman has also expressed appreciation for other Spider-Man entries, specifically citing Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. When asked about his favorite superhero trilogy, Kirkman was hesitant to name a favorite, expressing a dislike for Batman despite enjoying Christopher Nolan's work. Looking ahead, Kirkman is anticipating The Incredibles 3, believing the first film is perfect, which could potentially benefit the future trilogy. Amid ongoing speculation about a live-action Invincible movie, Kirkman's comments underscore the high stakes for any future adaptations of his work. The long-standing rivalry between Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat is being reignited by the simultaneous release of their live-action film adaptations, prompting comments from the co-creator of Mortal Kombat, Ed Boon, regarding the ongoing feud. Boon addressed a recent jab from a Street Fighter movie cast member at the 2026 Game Awards in an interview with Collider, framing the competition as a long-running, enjoyable dynamic. He stated that the rivalry is simply fun and a way to rile everybody up, expressing no hard feelings and suggesting that the ultimate success of both films will be judged by their box office performance. Boon expressed a desire to see both movies succeed due to the existing audience for the genre. This relaxed attitude mirrors a broader sentiment within the fighting game community. While the genre remains vibrant, mainstream appeal has shifted, leading fans to coalesce around each other to sustain the scene. Events like EVO, which brings together fans of multiple franchises, exemplify this community spirit. Furthermore, the trend of crossover characters is accelerating, with SNK's Terry Bogard and Mai Shiranui joining Street Fighter 6, and fans are eagerly anticipating potential matchups like Ryu vs. Scorpion. Boon voiced a desire to see a Street Fighter character appear in Mortal Kombat, noting his personal appreciation for the Street Fighter series and suggesting that crossover characters from DC and Marvel would be compelling. Looking ahead, Boon hinted at future projects, including another Mortal Kombat sequel following the 2023 entry, while also developing other initiatives. Fans are eagerly speculating about potential sequels, with Injustice 3 being a notable hope for the Warner Bros. Vs. Capcom franchise. Political maneuvering through electoral map drawing, or gerrymandering, continues to intensify, challenging the foundations of fair representation. This practice, which dates back to 1812, involves concentrating opposition voters while distributing one's own supporters to maximize political advantage, often resulting in representation far exceeding statewide voter preferences. Recent redistricting efforts highlight this aggressive dynamic. In Texas, congressional districts were redrawn to favor Republicans in 30 of 38 seats, prompting retaliatory measures in Virginia, which has sought to gain an advantage in 10 of its 11 districts. This tit-for-tat strategy has spread across states including North Carolina, Ohio, Missouri, and California, though Florida remains undecided. Despite these aggressive map-making tactics, the overall partisan balance in the House of Representatives has remained largely stable, suggesting the limits of strategic map-making when both major parties are equally determined to game the system. Traditionally, redistricting followed a decennial census, adhering to the one person, one vote standard reinforced by the Supreme Court in Westbury v. Sanders. However, this norm is eroding. Encouraged by President Donald Trump, Texas initiated mid-cycle redistricting, triggering parallel responses from Democratic-leaning states and accelerating a cycle of retaliation. The consequences of this trend extend beyond mere partisan gain, fostering a Congress increasingly polarized and structurally resistant to compromise. When electoral outcomes are largely predetermined by district design, the incentive for candidates to appeal to broad voter bases diminishes, driving them instead to satisfy ideologically committed primary voters. This results in legislatures populated by extremes, increasing gridlock and shifting power toward the executive branch. This structural rigidity is further evidenced by the fact that only about 40 of the 435 House seats are considered genuinely competitive, with nearly 90% of contests decided in party primaries. The Supreme Court's 2019 ruling in Rucho v. Common Cause declared partisan gerrymandering a political question beyond federal court jurisdiction, leaving Congress with limited recourse to prohibit it. Reform efforts are now largely decentralized. As of April 2026, 9 states, including Alaska, Arizona, California, Colorado, Idaho, Michigan, Montana, New York, and Washington, have adopted independent redistricting commissions, often featuring citizen composition. Furthermore, courts in states like Florida, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin have begun interpreting state constitutions to limit partisan gerrymandering, with some, such as Oregon and Michigan, embedding explicit prohibitions into their governing documents. While gerrymandering drives polarization, the deeper issue may be cultural. The problem extends beyond district lines to a lack of humility and openness in political discourse, where certainty and confrontation are rewarded over reflection and collaboration. Bridging this divide requires more than just legal or mapping reforms. It demands a fundamental shift in mindset, urging public servants to embrace humility and the recognition that no single party holds a monopoly on truth. The most crucial step forward may be a simple, daily commitment from leaders. To begin each day with the honest reflection, I could be wrong,